Now, Jay started a bully initiative in season 1 where 6th and 7th grade students around the country, and we had an example at Barbara Bush Middle School in Texas, signed an anti-bullying pledge. Now, the key premise is I'm not going to tolerate people treating my friends with anything less than dignity and respect. And at the conclusion of Jay's talk, over 400 kids eagerly lined up to sign the anti-bullying pledge at this particular school. Now, Debbie says she saw no signs that her son, Jeff, was being bullied, just absolutely mercilessly in school and online until tragedy hit at the young age of 15.
When we opened the door, we saw him hanging in the doorway of the closet.
Jeff Johnston grew up a well-liked straight-A student who seemed to have a bright future until the day he took his own life.
I just remember screaming, just no, over and over again.
In the 7th grade, Jeff encountered his own real-life demon, a bully.
Jeff is a faggot. He needs to die.
The bully was relentless.
He said, Mom, where can I go? Everybody knows. There's no place I can hide. I'm just writing to tell you all I won't be in school anymore. I decided to commit suicide because my life is too hard to live with.
Even through tears, the grieving mother turned crusader is determined to make her son's legacy a positive one. Debbie Johnston accomplished her emotional mission with the passage of Jeffrey's Law.
It says in a clear, no-nonsense way that bullying is wrong in all its shapes and forms, and that we as a people are not going to tolerate it.
Well, Debbie is here, and I'm so glad to meet you and so sorry for the circumstance by which I am meeting you. You didn't know this was happening until it was too late.
Actually, I knew from the very beginning. I was a teacher in Jeff's school, and from the very beginning, he came to me and told me, and as a school, and later as a school district, we did everything within our power to change it. But what we found is that the schools didn't have the authority to do what the research said works. At top of the list, telling kids to ignore it, to stand up, just stand up and the bullies will back down. Don't show anything, they'll move on to the next kid. But when we're telling them that, do we ever think whose child the next kid is? Because there will be a next kid, and a next kid, and a next kid till we say no more.
We have someone here with you today, State Representative Nick Thompson, and you drafted a cyberbullying bill, and this is called the Jeffrey Johnson Stand Up for All Students Act, correct?
Basically.
So tell me what this, I know it has a number and all of that,
Right.
but tell me what this does.
Well, what this bill does, it was in the legislature for the past 3 years, and I met Debbie after it had gone to the legislature and didn't pass the first year. So I made her promise that I would carry the bill, and I did for the past 2 years. What it does, it sets up a model policy in the state of Florida that's made by the Department of Education and requires each school district to make up their own policies, but those must substantially conform to the model policy. It also makes those school districts have to report all incidents of bullying, and if they don't do what they're supposed to do under the law, the state will withhold their Safe Schools funding, which in the state of Florida was over $76 million last year.